All right, ladies and gentlemen, this is Zach Moonshine with Metal Devastation Radio. Right now on the phone with me, I have Mike Williams from I Hate God. Dude, what's going on, man?
What's happening, man? How's it going?
It's going good, man. So tell everybody out there listening, Mike, what's been going on in the world of I Hate God?
Oh, a lot right now. Been doing a lot of interviews, a lot of press. Too much, really, for me, but I'll get over it. It beats working a real job. So, just planning to get this record out at the end of this month, and got a video coming out. We got a flexi in the new Decibel magazine, and the cover story and that, and a lot of things. A tour in June we got coming up in America, U.S. tour. So, stuff like that.
Very cool, man. I'll be looking for that Decibel magazine for sure.
I hear you.
Next month?
Somebody said it's already out, but I don't know. I haven't.
Because I'm a subscriber, but I haven't gotten mine yet for this next month, I don't think.
Okay, so if you're a subscriber, you'll get the flexi too. So
yeah.
That's cool.
Hell yeah, dude. Got to have the flexi,
nice.
Man.
Yeah, and it's an unreleased track. It's a song that wasn't on the. It's not on the album, so.
Very cool.
So that's cool. Yeah, man.
So, fuck, man. I don't know, for like the past, this record almost could be considered like a comeback record.
Yeah, I mean, we didn't go anywhere.
No, but
we've been touring the whole time. We've been touring and we've been touring the world. We've been all over the place and writing and doing all that stuff. We just haven't gotten to the studio, in a while. But I mean, yeah, I guess you could kind of call it that a little bit.
Yeah, I know. We've been waiting for this record for quite a while, man. It's definitely cool to finally have it.
Right, cool, man. I'm glad people are excited about it. We're excited about it too.
Yeah, it sounds great too. I mean, it doesn't sound like. I mean, like you said, you guys haven't stopped for 1 second. So I mean, and it really comes out in the recording of it too. You can tell that. I mean, just listening to it right after the last record, it doesn't sound. I mean, it's the same fucking band,
Yeah, I know what you mean. I mean, all of our albums sound different to an extent. I mean,
right.
That's what an album is just a snapshot of what the band was doing those days in that studio, I mean, or what their mindset was at a certain time. So, I mean, that's exactly what it is. I mean, so it's definitely got a little clearer sound on some of the stuff, like the vocals are a little more pronounced, than in the past. So, yeah, I mean, it's people are gonna love it. I think fans of the band, I think, will love it.
Yeah, definitely, for sure. What can you tell me about like the recording process for this record? What was that like?
The same. The recording process. Touching at writing. The writing's the same as usual. They write the music, I write the words. But we all, have a little say-so in what the other person's doing. But the recordings, we started off with Billy Anderson in one studio. Things didn't quite work the way we thought. We were trying to rush things a little too quickly. Ended up saving Joey's drums, which was, amazing that we could do that.
Yeah.
Considering that, we had no idea what was going to happen, so it was cool that we got to save Joey's drums. We scrapped the rest of the record though and started back over with Steve Berrigan doing the engineering, and then we did the bass and guitars again. Then for the vocals, we got Phil in there with us. Phil Anselmo came in the studio with me, and we knocked out the vocals with Steve again, Stephen Berrigan. So yeah, that's basically it, man. So it was recorded in 3 different places, but I mean, you can't tell. To me, it sounds cohesive.
Yeah, for sure. And it's on Housecore Records, correct?
Well, yeah. Well, we own the record. I got paid for this record, and we're licensing it out. So we licensed it out to Housecore in America, Century Media in Europe, and a Japanese label called Daymare. So it's licensed. It's going to be on 3 different record labels. so far.
Nice. What about the artwork on the record too? Is that I've always wanted who comes up with the artwork for the ideas on the record?
Well, the early records was all me. I would do all this stuff mainly, and then Joey started to help me on by like the second album. Joey was doing some artwork. On this one, it was basically Gary, our bass player, who came up with this art, from just stuff he found, like different books or, we take things from different sources and kind of change it into something new, We don't ever have like a drawing on the cover or like a painting or anything like that. That's all. He found stuff and put it together to make one album cover, and I mean, just one piece, I would call it. Because, we had a bunch of different things, and we just picked one to be the cover. But we all have a say-so in all that. We're a very democratic band. We always run everything by the other persons, other people to make sure everybody's happy with what's going on.
Right on. Well, yeah, it looks badass too, man. Definitely.
Yeah, thank you, man. I think it looks cool. Wait till you see the rest of the record. The inside's going to be pretty sick too, man. It's really pretty good.
Awesome. What would you guys say as a band? What would you say like your main influences were?
Oh, there's so many. I mean, it's hard to name just a couple. I mean, we listen to everything from noise to experimental music like that to blues, country. We listen to a lot of country music, southern rock, punk rock, hardcore, Black Flag, Bad Brains, Butthole Surfers. I mean, it goes all over the place, man.
Yeah.
We don't limit ourselves with the type of music we listen to.
Cool.
And when we're riding around in the van on tour, we don't listen to bands that even remotely sound like or not metal or anything. We don't listen to that, We listen to a lot of blues, a lot of New Orleans music, Dr. John, the Meters, a lot of stuff like that,
Right on. What would you say? I mean, what would you say really got you into music though? Like way back in the beginning.
Well, I had 2 older brothers, so that kind of goes without saying. Like, there are 2 older brothers, there's tons of music in the house, just constantly listening to music. And, I found, I was listening to Black Sabbath when I was 9 years old. I mean, that's because my brother had the Paranoid record.
Yeah.
And, I thought it was a scary record, but that made me like it. I liked it a lot. And, got into Alice Cooper a lot and, stuff like that. And later on, Kiss and went on from there to like Sex Pistols and The Clash and tons of bands like that, 70s stuff. And then it goes on and on and on, up until now. So there's a little bit of everything, pretty much, has influenced us.
Very cool. Mike, looking back on your career, what would you say is like the craziest thing that you've ever experienced or seen at a show, either your own or somebody else?
No, that's impossible to say, man. There's no way. You can't just pick out one thing. I've seen so many things. I've seen girls taking off their clothes at the shows, to fights breaking out, to just guys taking off their clothes. I mean, just people it's been chaotic sometimes. There's been a lot of crazy things happen at our shows, mostly in the past. I mean, now You know, we've been around 25 years. It's the crowd usually are the ones getting crazy, you know, but which is good. I'm glad, you know, but you name it, and it probably happened at one of the shows, you know.
I was reading something the promoter sent us with the album, and they were saying something about when you guys opened up for White Zombie back in the 90s that you did like a whole set of just nothing but feedback.
No, that wasn't White Zombie. Somebody's got that wrong. That was we opened up for a band called Born Against. Okay. At a little club. Yeah, I don't know who said White Zombie. That's not we toured with White Zombie. We did a bunch of shows with them in the early 90s, and then in 96 we toured with Pantera and White Zombie.
Okay.
We toured with for 2 months. That tour lasted. So but yeah, we toured with White Zombie, but no feedback thing. That happened with a band called Born Against. And they were kind of this PC, kind of politically correct, like punk band, hardcore band, and we just thought we would. Actually, our bass player was in jail at the time, so we didn't have a bass player. But we were like, let's just do the show anyway. And so we just broke a bunch of glass, and I just screamed stuff in a microphone, and Joey played noise on some tapes. And Jimmy just did like feedback the whole time. And it lasted about maybe 4 minutes, and then we got kicked off the stage.
What was the crowd doing when you guys were doing that? Were they just
freaking out and not knowing what was going on?
I
mean, that's back when nobody liked us anyway. Everybody hated EyeHateGod. You know, I mean, nobody knew what we were trying to do.
Yeah,
nobody understood it.
They just walked in there and basically said, fuck you anyway, right?
Of course. That's how we were always, you know. I mean, we, all our early shows were, you know, we just play really slow and just have, I mean, obviously now we've got a lot of faster parts and more medium-paced stuff, but we would just play really slow with just like massive amounts of feedback, and like our old bass player would wear like a rabbit costume, and just, you know, just totally just weird stuff, throw like, you know, French bread to the crowd and records and stuff into the audience. And you know, it was just, people hated us, put it that way, because we'd open up for all these like thrash bands and speed metal bands, because that's basically all there was going on around that, you know, that time in the 80s.
Yeah.
And, you know, and we were totally hated. So doing a show of just feedback was, and breaking glass all over the place was pretty much, you know, people, they weren't really that shocked that it was us doing it, you know. And they already didn't like us, so it didn't matter.
Yeah, there definitely wasn't really much back then that was like what you guys do, really.
Well, there was bands in different cities. I mean, there was like Grief up in Boston. There was a band called 13 in Brooklyn. There was Cavity down in Florida, Buzz Oven in North Carolina. You know, there was, and of course the Melvins and bands like, there was bands with doing slower stuff. St. Vitus, of course, the bigger bands, you know, back then.
Yeah.
But as far as like the type of like taking it to another extreme, it was kind of happening in a few different cities, but we were unaware of each other's bands until, you know, we started meeting and doing shows and talking to other bands, you know.
Yeah, I've always liked how, I mean, like your music is like it's very Doom-like with the riffs, you know, the slow riffs and shit. But then the vocals are like hardcore, so, you know.
Right.
It's like,
well, that's what we wanted to do, you know. I mean, we wanted to take those bands that we liked and make them, you know, make it even heavier. We wanted to make it the heaviest we had ever heard anything, you know. And I mean, that's like elements of Black Flag and of course Black Sabbath, and you know, those are the two main influences probably.
Hell yeah, man. Well, Mike, moving forward, what kind of plans do you guys got as far as the future, touring and stuff like that?
Just the usual things that bands do, you know, recording more stuff and going touring the world, you know. That's what we're planning on doing. I mean, that's what we're doing. That's what we're working on Europe for next year and some stuff coming up later this year after the June U.S. tour. So yeah, we've got some new songs already written. We're gonna go in the studio. I don't know when. Might take another 30 years. Who knows? But you know, we're doing what we do. You know.
Right. Hell yeah,
yep.
man. For all the people out there listening, where can they go to find you guys' tour dates and shit? On your Facebook or on you have an official website?
We have an official website. It's EyeHateGod.ee. The 2 E's at the end. That's a long story, don't ask. But anyway, the one that's updated the most often is the Facebook page, and they can go there. It's Facebook official EyeHateGod, and they can get all the tour dates there and all the most current things. You know, usually that's the place we put them first. You know. And I have a website. It's Mike9, the Roman numerals, Mike IX, like Roman, you know, the Roman numerals, and .com. People can go check out stuff I've got there. I sell my book on there, and there's like a lot of pictures and junk on there. Same with the EyeHateGod site, because there's a lot of photographs, and we're trying to collect flyers from every show we've ever done, which is pretty much impossible, because we've been around for 25 years, but there's a good bit of them on the EyeHateGod website. People should go check this out.
Nice. All right, well, Mike, is there anything you'd like to tell all the listeners and your fans out there listening right now?
Just keep listening, man, and you know, go see us live, man. Go see the shows. Please come out and see us in June in America, doing like the East Coast, Midwest. Playing a lot of places we haven't played in a long time. You know, we're not going to the basic, we're not going to Texas or not going to West Coast because we just did those over and over, you know. So we're doing Midwest, East Coast, even at like Atlanta, some southern places we usually don't do that often. And people should pick up the album on May 27th, I believe it is, in America. It's good. I think people are going to be happy about it.
Hell yeah, dude. Well, we're definitely going to play the fuck out of it here on Metal Devastation for sure.
Cool, man. Please do. Please help us out, man. It would be awesome.
Well, Mike, I'm about out of questions for you. Before I let you go, can I get you to make us a station tag?
Sure, man.
All right. Just say this is Mike Williams from EyeHateGod, and you're listening to Metal Devastation Radio.
Okay, tell me when you're ready. Just any time, or?
Yeah, just any time.
This is Mike 9 from EyeHateGod, and you're listening to Metal Devastation Radio.